What is this thing I found in my basement? It has a clip on the bottom to attach to a counter, I think, but I have no idea what this is and for what. It's got a metal thing on the top, and it says Toyota made in Japan on the front. Any ideas? It's a wool winder, missing a detachable winding head, a cylinder that would sit on top of the angled gear that the yarn wraps around. Toyota made knitting machines from the 1950s to the 80s. This would have come with one of them. I inherited this 10 years ago from my grandmother. She gave me a bag of random jewelry she didn't wear before she passed. Today, I just found out it opens. It's small, like 1.5 inches long. What is it for? It's a mid-century perfume pendant, and the twisted wire is an applicator. You dip the rod and touch it to the part of the body you want to have fragrance. What is this real-life looking eyeball I found at a flea market? Maybe glass, with 3 holes in the metal piece, lightweight, and about 2.5 inches long. Does anyone have any idea where it could have come from? I have one of those. It's a promotional key ring for a company that makes glass eyes for taxidermy. Here are some pictures of mine in all its blue-eyed glory. I got it at a hunting convention in the 80s. I could never bring myself to get rid of it, but I never could figure out what to do with it, so I just schlepped it around for all these years. What is this? Some sort of container with holes in the lid and on the side. It is labeled Denmark, 1872 on the bottom, and has an indented circle inside. Based of an icon identifying guide, it might be from the years 1937 to 1958, but I'm unsure. I had a coworker who thought it might be used for potpourri, but again, I'm unsure. Thanks in advance. It's a teapot warmer, made and hand-painted in Denmark by the company Royal Copenhagen in the 1940s. You can put a small candle in the bottom, and the holes in the sides allow oxygen in to keep the flame going. What is this thing I found at my local thrift store? A rod that fits in my hand, which holds sturdy wire that curves upwards on either side to support a hollow wooden sphere, with slots that seem to fit some sort of object, and a third extrusion atop that holds a slotted out wooden disc. The notches look like they could have a string slipped in between them, and perhaps hold something on either end that would be too large to slip through the hole. I'm really at a loss here. It certainly looks handmade, but for what purpose I can't imagine. Any ideas? It is called a chun mo, a traditional Vietnamese musical instrument. They're in the slit drum kind of percussion instrument. There should be a wooden stick or mallet that goes with it, and each one makes a different sound, very similar to what Buddhists call a wooden fish. What is this thing with a wooden handle and steel parts? It has some clamp on the end of the chain with I believe to be USA stamped on the side. I have no idea how old it is, but it was found in my great-grandfather's old shed. I thought it might have something to do with rolling logs, but I was unable to find anything online. Any idea what it is or how old? It's a barbed wire stretcher made by F.J. Townsend in the 1920s. You would stretch the wire across a wooden post and someone else would nail it in. The clamp would hold onto the wire as you pull the slack on it. What is this head-shaped object with 1 big and 3 small holes? It looks like clay, and it seems to be South American or Mexican. A friend said it's a replica of an Aztec death whistle, but I tried for many minutes and no whistle sounded except the sound of my mouth. Do you have any ideas on what this could be? It's an oil lamp, but a reproduction of an ancient Roman clay oil lamp with a head motif. I have this exact lamp as part of an oil lamp collection. It does work, but you cannot overfill it, and the wicks need to be quite snug in the beard spouts. Does anyone know what a magic float is used for? Google and eBay are coming up empty. This was thrifted for $1. It's made of wood and metal wire with a hole in the bottom, and it doesn't play music when you blow in the hole. What is it used for? It's a toy called the Magic Float, made by the Magic Float Corporation of Chicago, Illinois, and filed for patent on February 13, 1933. You put the cork float on the upright tube, then blow steadily from the end of the tube. Skill and patience will hang the magic float on the hook. This ad says it brought a brand new captivating game into the home, club, lodge, party, church, school, or other places of gathering. It gives 60 laughs a minute. A creator of entertainment with fun, beauty, goodwill, laughter, health, and skill. And by using this magic float in your games and contests, will blow your troubles away. What is this rusty metal funnel-shaped object found in a dried-up stream bed in the woods in Kansas? It seems so old that my grandparents don't know what it is. It doesn't appear to have threading on either end. It's a little over a foot long and weighs between 1 to 2 pounds. It was found in a stream near some farm or pasture land in a rural area, so it could be farm or tractor related. It could also be plumbing related, such as something from a well. Does anyone know what this thing actually is? It's part of a 1930s Nathaniel Baldwin radio horn speaker, without the larger bell piece that flares out further, and the bass section. Nathaniel Baldwin, the inventor of headphones, employed over 300 people in the 1920s. Baldwin at one time employed Philo T. Farnsworth, the inventor of television, and local legend has it that Farnsworth built some early prototypes in Baldwin's factory. Another notable employee was James B. Lansing, inventor and founder of JBL speakers, who worked at the factory around 1925. Baldwin's company fell casualty to the Great Depression, and the factory became a home for his family during the 1930s. What is this, some sort of crimping device? The handle is spring-loaded, and the edge of the scalloped side sits flush with the flat of the pointed side when the handles are closed. The pointed part has a beveled edge, like it's meant to gouge into something. I didn't notice any writing or etching on the handle. I found it in a box of old cutlery, plus a few garden trowels, in an elderly acquaintance's shed. He didn't know what it was either, so I told him I'd ask the wonderful sleuths on OutlookDaily for help identifying it. So, what is this thing? Please let us know down in the comments. Thanks for watching. Let's make life fun.